Welcome to Sales Data Analytics, a case study implementing using Microsoft Power BI. We are now into module 4. In the module 3, we started with the data modeling techniques and we studied what is the Kimball methodology, which is very commonly used when we build a data warehousing solution. Also, we build the date dimension from scratch and also build the hierarchy within the date dimension. Now in this module, we will be building hierarchies for geography dimension as well as product dimension. And finally, we'll conclude this module by setting the relationship between the sales cube and all the other dimensions referred by this cube. Thank you. Okay, so let us start with what is our agenda for module 4. We'll be building the hierarchy for geography dimension. We'll be building the dimension hierarchy for product dimension, and we will also set up the relationship with sales cube and all the dimension referred by it. Thank you. I'm here in Power BI desktop, and here I have geography dimension, and in geography there are different attributes to this dimension, and territory is going to be my top level node, and therefore I am going to create hierarchy at this level and rename this as geography hierarchy. Okay, so if I expand it, I can see territory member underneath. So next below it is going to be country, so I'm going to add that. And below country is going to come the state, so I'm going to select state and add it to geography. And below state there will be a city, so I'm going to add city. And finally the postcode is the lowest node, which is like a base level node. I'm going to add it to that. So now that I've built a geography hierarchy, let's see how it appears in the visualization. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this geography hierarchy and put it here. Then the style I'm going to select is a drop down. Okay, so that way I can expand each node. So this is my territory node, and you can see there are 4 elements under it: APAC, EMEA, Japan, and North America. Below that will come the country node, so Australia and Singapore. Below country will come the states, and in any of these states, if we drill down, we can see different cities, and below city the postcode. So you can see it, we have a hierarchical structure created for geography dimension with lowest level as postcode, and top level node is going to be my territory. So now that we have built the geography dimension, let's go to build the product dimension. Now that we have built geography hierarchy for geography dimension, let us do something similar for product dimension. Let's build a product hierarchy, and product line is going to be my top level member. So I'm going to create product hierarchy. I'm going to rename it. So you can see it has the product hierarchy as a product line. I'm going to add now product code also just below it. So now that we have product line as a top level member, and then below it will be all the product codes will come based on the type of line. Now now that we have built a product hierarchy, let's see how we can see them in the visualization. So what I'm going to do, so going to add a slicer. So here I'm going to just resize it and then drag product Okay, and then we can change the style to drop down, and so that we can see so the top level is all the top level members of the product category, and then below it it has all the product code underneath. Okay, so now that we have built the product hierarchy, okay, we can now go to the final section of our module, which is to build the relationship. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let us set the relationship between the dimension and the sales cube. So I am here in Power BI desktop, and this is the relation view tab. Okay, we are basically in Power BI desktop three views: report view, table view, and relationship view. So we can see that the sales cube is referring to a date dimension, which is order date. It is also referring a product dimension by product code, and then order status dimension by order status, and postcode is related to geography. So all these elements are unique. So they each dimension member referred is unique member, and it should refer to unique member in each of the dimension. What I mean by that is when we relate these dimension with the sales cube, we should have one to many relationship. This is very important. Okay. So let me start setting up the relation. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drag and drop it on order date, and we can see that. So if we right click and go to properties, you can see that the order date is linked with the sales cube. Okay, or a date dimension date column is linked with the order date in the sales cube. And because we have date dimension in the down, it is 1 1 and the many to 1. Okay, so here we have multiple entries for the same date, but there is only one element for each unique day. Okay, similarly, let's set up product code to product code. So this again is one to many, which is very important. Okay, so one to many relation, and it again you can see the property. You can see again sales cube, and we it shows which column we are relating it to. So product code in sales cube and product code in dim, and again the direction is many to one. Okay, now let's set up between geography, and so again it is one to many. So you can see the postcode and here postcode. Okay, and then finally the order status to order status. So again this is one to many, so which is very important. Okay, so now that we have set the relationship, we have come to the end of this module. Okay, and we will now catch up what we covered in this. Okay, thanks. Okay, so before I cover what we will do in module 5, I want to just recap what we covered in this module. So we started by building a hierarchy for geography dimension, and then also we build a hierarchy for product dimension, and finally we have set the relationship between the sales cube and all the dimension referred by. Okay, so in the module 5, which is the last module of our video series, we will be covering the visualization. We will revisit the requirement we discussed in the introduction session, and then we will build visualization to satisfy each of the requirement, and we will build the dashboards. And As part of that, we'll be exploring different widgets to satisfy each of the requirements. And finally, we'll conclude the entire video series by summarizing what we covered in each module. Thank you.